Hey, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Talk Tuesday. If you've been here before, welcome back. If it's your first time, Talk Tuesday is our weekly segment where we go over tips to help you enhance your finances. I'm Coach D. I want to help you to reach and exceed your financial goals while still enjoying life in the process. So that's what we do. We meet here every week, 6 p.m. Eastern for Talk Tuesday to talk about different topics. And this month we're focusing on relationships or couples, however you label them. All right. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Today we will be discussing having effective money conversations. Why is it important? How to do it. We're going to talk about that. If you missed it last week, we discussed the pros and cons of combining our money with our spouse. All right. So thank you for tuning in. Before we get started, I want to quick ask you all who are on the little budget challenge that we created here on the live. Uh, 4 lives ago, because this is our last one. I have a note here to just check in one final time to see how you all are doing with your budget right now, regardless of, we started last month. You're still working on a budget. So, how's it going? Have you checked in on it? Have you created it? You should have, because we talked about it last week. But let me know, how is the budget going? And just put it in the comments and I'll check in there and see how's it going, because I truly care how it's going for you. Hey, thank you for hopping in. All right, so I'm going to get right into it and then I'll come back and hop in the comments and respond to how the budgets are going. All right, so today we're going to discuss effective conversations with our money in our relationships. So, why is this important? This is important because we want to have less stress. We don't want to, a lot of times that can be the most stressful conversation that a couple has. So we want to have those conversations. We don't want to avoid them. So having them a goal, and having that is for goals, to reach our goals together and to avoid that stress that we have. Sticking to it. Awesome. Glad to hear it. My budget, I was not consistent. Let me know, not consistent meaning what? That you didn't create it this month and you created it last month. Not consistent as what? Tell me a little more. Tell me a little more. We're gonna get a little coaching on the live. Tell me a little more about it. Um, I'm going to go into 4 tips as far as having effective money conversations with your spouse. So we just went over, why it's important. It's very important. It's something we should be doing. Having this conversation is a very hard conversation to have sometimes. So it's important to have that, to avoid that, something you don't have to worry about in your relationship. Okay, so let's go on to our four tips. So the first one, a tip to help you. Hey, thank you for hopping in. So just if you're just hopping in, we're talking about having effective money conversations with our spouse in our relationship. So tip number one to make the conversation more effective is picking a time to have this conversation. Don't have the conversation when you're angry, when you're mad, when something goes wrong, when the person who's handling the bills pays the bill late and things happen, or maybe you try to use a joint card and it was declined, it was over, or things like that can cause anger, and make it harder to talk, and then it becomes the arguments and the yelling and things like that, and you really won't get anywhere feeling like that. So it is good to talk about it when we're not stressed, when we're not angry, when we don't have something that's happening that's going to make it harder to talk calmly. So pick a time to talk about it. Pick a time to talk about it, you know, maybe every week, maybe every 2 weeks, not a month. I think a month is a little too long to have conversations with your in your relationship, because a whole month going by is so much that you haven't talked about. Then you have so much to catch up on, and if something is going wrong, then it's kind of hard to catch it, fix it. By then, it's probably almost to spiraling out of control. So definitely want to have these conversations, pick it and decide it together. Not just one person picks a time, like we're going to talk about it on Wednesday. you know, Pick a time, like, when do you want to talk about it? Let's sit down and talk about our finances. And it doesn't have to be like, what are you doing? It could be something simple as, what are your goals for this month? My goals for this month is, or I'm doing well in this, or, whatever, it might be. So pick that time to talk and sit down and talk. It doesn't have to be like, forever. You guys decide how long you talk, but have that talk. Still doing well on your budget. Awesome. Glad to hear that. Um, Number two, I have one here. Working together is awesome. And that's what it's about. That's what we're talking about this whole month together. Number two, I have be honest when we're having these conversations. That will help the conversation to be more effective. Let's talk about, you know, the good stuff. I mean, most times we're going to talk about the good stuff. Oh, I hit my savings goal, or but don't forget to talk about the bad stuff. Don't hide the bad stuff. If something is going wrong, share that. You know, hey, I my bills are exceeding my income. I'm getting there, or I'm almost this. I'm about to be in a tough situation, or I'm already in a tough situation, and maybe your spouse might be able to help you. Maybe they might not want to, but but they might be able to help you. And then who knows, they might want to help you, you know what I mean? Because you are a unit. They should want to help you. Because we shouldn't be working against each other. We shouldn't be like, oh no, I'm taking care of my bills. I don't know about your bills. It shouldn't be like that. You should be working together. So allow them to, allow them in on what's going on, not just the good. Don't make it appear like everything is going wonderful, and because sometimes it will be going wonderful, but sometimes things just happen. So let them know the good and the bad. And so, you can work together. Maybe they can help you create a plan, or help you like, how about try this? This is what I do with my finances. It could be a way to, something they're doing that you're not doing that could help you. So have that conversation. And maybe it might not be something to whereas something you weren't thinking of. So sharing that with them, because most times, you want to share, even outside of your spouse. When you're talking about your finances, you want to tell the good stuff. You don't always want to tell the bad stuff, because you feel embarrassed, or you think you're the only one. Let me tell you, a lot of people have issues with their finances. So, and especially now, this day and age with the inflation, a lot's going on since COVID, even before COVID, a lot of stuff has been happening. So don't feel like you're the only one who's going through it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Use your spouse. Use that. You guys should be able to talk about things. Talk to them about your finances so you can share it together. And maybe you could be the spouse whose finances are together, and you could be the one that could help your spouse. Maybe your spouse is having difficulty with their finances and they're managing, but maybe they are not telling you because they don't want you to be disappointed, or don't want you to think less than them because their finances aren't together. So, whatever side you're on, encourage that conversation. Okay. Number three, I have on here, use tools. Use tools. Write it out. I am a fan of spreadsheets, writing it out, taking notes, looking at it together. Maybe you might have missed something. And sometimes writing it all out and writing, I'm talking about joint stuff as well too. So let's say you guys are working on your household bills, or things that are joint together, and write them all out. Maybe your spouse doesn't even know how many bills you guys are paying, in the house, because you're the one who's doing it all. Write them all out so we can see them. Or, let's say, you can see like, oh, look, this month we paid this amount. Our cable was $200. And this month the cable went all the way up to $300. Whatever it could be, talking about it and working together so that each other know what's going on, because maybe there's something going to happen. Maybe somebody orders something, or maybe, somebody adjusted the plan, or whatever it could be. Different things could happen with your finances. So talking, working together, and writing that thing out, the spreadsheet, and seeing it, we could be like, oh, we don't need all these channels. You can decide together, maybe I don't need all those channels. Or do you watch those? I don't watch those. We're talking about cable right now, but it could be other bills. Writing them together, looking at them together, so we can really see and add up how much we're spending on these bills, how they move, how they change, how they adjust. So I would highly recommend spreadsheets and write them out. I will also recommend, shameless plug, planners, because I keep my planners right behind me. I have planners. If you don't have a planner, these are men's planners right here. A man with a plan. I have women's planners. A woman who plans for success. I don't even know if you can see that one. And then I have this one. I have planners. I'm someone who loves planners. I'm always writing my stuff down. So I definitely recommend it. You can't, work on what you can't see if you're not writing it down, if you're not looking at it and not putting it somewhere where you're never looking back at it. Check it often. Check it at least every time you're getting paid. When things are changing, to make adjustments, whatever you need to do. And the fourth one I have on here is to seek help when you need it. Sometimes things are going on, or maybe your spouse is having trouble with their finances and they don't want to talk to you about it. Or when they talk to you about it, you guys get into like a little heated conversation and it doesn't end well for you. Don't work, don't push them. You know what I mean? If that's something they can't, then maybe it's deeper than that. Maybe they need to talk, you all need to talk to someone together. Or you can join like a little workshop or something for couples with finances. I never thought about that. But saying that out loud, like, maybe I could do something like that. Maybe I'll put like a little wait list on after my next wait list and see, how many people will be interested. That could be something that people would be interested in. But that's something that I highly recommend. You hear me? I'm talking about it. I'm thinking as I'm talking. But other people are doing that right now. So until I decide, look for it. If you need it now, look for that right now. That would be awesome because number one, you're able to come in there together. You're not alone. You're there with other couples. You're able to see that you are not the only couple that needs, assistance or guidance or what do you call it? Accountability. So joining groups like that, you can see that. And then that also will make you feel better too, because once again, it's not just us, you know, and then working together, all of us. Okay, we're all working for a common goal. We're all doing this. We're all doing that. And, together in there, you all share your wins. Like, oh, this month we did this as a couple. We, increased our savings by 300 or, whatever. Groups, workshops, or where maybe you can learn how to do things better, whatever it might be, do things. If you can't conversate and it doesn't work talking to just each other, look for places outside where you can do it, whether it be with a financial professional, with just you two and the professional, or if you find a group or a workshop or community, whatever it might be. I recommend it. Don't allow yourself to just stay stuck in a financial struggle, because there are ways out of it. There are people who know how to help you to get out of it. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Take the help you need. Those were my 4 tips for effective money conversations in a relationship. So, of course, there are more, but I don't want to keep you guys on here forever. So I shared 4. So if you're just hopping in, definitely go back to the beginning and hear all 4 tips. And also, I want to share with you all. Also, I am planning on launching my Financial Clarity Academy very soon. I have the waitlist open right now. And what that is, it is a 4-week program. It's cohort based. So it's for a 4-week period. So once we get started, no one else can join. It's only these people for 4 weeks. And then the next 4 weeks, someone else will join. So in the 4 weeks, we start working on our income and focusing on that. Then we move on to our debt. Then we move on to our savings. And then we finish up with credit. So this is something that was very important to me to do, because those are key things that we need to work on. And my passion is to make sure that we know our numbers, understand our numbers, how we come to those numbers, how we can adjust those numbers, so that's what I'm here for. So I will drop that in the chat. So you can learn more about it or join the wait list. And if you are somewhere where I just posted that and it doesn't show, because yes, I always promote YouTube, but this live also goes to other places when I do go live. So if you're somewhere where I just posted a comment, it doesn't come to you, just go to my website, enhancingyourfinances.com, and it is /FCA-waitlist. Okay, and go just learn. And if you have any questions, send me a message. If you're on my email list, I sent out a message today with the link in there, so you can check that out. My email list, I might let you guys join one day earlier than others, as I do have a cap on how many people I'm going to let in there. So if you're on my email list, you'll find out one day before. I've decided that just now. So yeah, but This is my thing. I love this. If you haven't noticed, I love helping people enhance their finances. That's why my business is enhancing your finances. That's why my shirt says, "Ask me how I can enhance your finances." That's my thing. So, that's what I'm here for. That's what I want to do. So, if you allow me, if you're ready, I'm here to help you. I want to help you. Oh, you are welcome. You're welcome for the great tips. And that's awesome. Thank you. I believe it is awesome. And I, pretty confident in my results for my clients. So, if you're serious, come on. All right. I'll see you all next week. We will have another topic. I can't think of right now what the topic is, but you'll see soon because I'm sure you'll join me next week at 6 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube. So have a great evening and go back and watch this. And also, you know what? One more thing. What do you call it? Valentine's Day is this Friday. So last year we talked about how to go on dates for Valentine's Day without truly breaking our pocket, but still having an amazing day. Without not trying to like cheap it out, but having a good day without killing yourself. So all of my lives, we go live every Tuesday. So I'm almost up to 300 videos. So there are a lot on there, but the videos are based by the date. So if you back it up and go, if you or scroll down, however it shows on your screen, so you'll see the date. You'll go back to February of last year, and you'll see the topic. So go check that out. If that's something you're interested in, or something you want to learn more about, or check out. Go ahead, have a happy Valentine's Day, and go Eagles. I had to say that before I got off. All right, have a good evening. Happy budgeting, and I'll talk to you all soon.